Bismillah. I don't have a lot of time, so we can go ahead and run through this whole video. First things first, though, I'm going to remember this because I meant to do this last time and I forgot. My Cash App will be in the description, and I'll go ahead and put it on the screen right now. It is capital. What am I talking about? It is money sign, capital YESHORDEEM. That's Yeshordeem, the money sign. You'll see it put up on the screen. And also, I'll have the Discord invite that I got for the Dragon Ball Unreal server that goes, I think, directly to the chat that I have. I'll put that in the description as well. So we're going to go ahead and get to the video. All right, y'all. So first things first, I went in and I tried to tackle the key charging issue that I wanted to do last week. And right here, what I'm doing now is I was trying to do a way that I actually didn't even continue to do. I was trying to find the last frame of the charging animation and have it loop from there. And I did get it to work, as you're going to see in like a few seconds. Like, I got it to work, like right here, see it's looping. But, you know, ultimately I decided against it because it made the blueprint a little bit more complicated than it needed to be. So really, I was going to say wasting my time, but I'm not going to say waste my time because, I mean, regardless of whatever I did, it was still, I learned something new. I figured out how to do something. So it wasn't a waste of time. It's just, you know, I pretty much decided against it, and I just ended up making a new animation with just the last frame in the animation, and just so it would just play that one frame over and over, so to switch to that flip book. Because really, it was just, if I had decided easier, it would have just been simpler either way. But yeah, see, this is just me using it now, and it's much simpler just to do it that way, and then figure out how to get it to loop after that. Yeah, it takes out a lot of just extra stuff, like having to catch, it's the 5th frame and the 6th frame and the 7th frame and whatever. But it was still useful because it led into, you know, the frame and data that I had to learn, you know, coming after this. But right here, I'm setting up that last little bit of the function, trying to get a correct charge rate. And then here we go. Like, yeah, we got charge in the game. All we need now is the screaming and everything. But I guess I think I like the speed of it for Goku. I might change it later, obviously, you know, when there's whole balancing issues. But I think for the time being, I think that would be how Goku's charge speed actually will be in the game. Oops, hit the chair. But also, I fixed another little thing. It didn't really fix anything. I just went ahead and quickly set it up because it was bothering me, or it just needed to be done. So now the player will always face the other player. Like, they'll flip. And moving on, with that whole fixing stuff up, I finally moved into making it more dynamic. And right here, you see me making an array, which is a group of whatever you want it to contain. I made a group of all the animations, and I put them to where they're supposed to go in the blueprint. So now, as you see, it'll be easily dynamic. And once I get how it's supposed to set up, for every other character, I can just change whatever index is in that spot. So let's say 0 is walking and 1 is jumping. I could change 0 to walking for the other person and 1 for jumping for the other person. If I said that right, I don't even know what I just said. But yeah, so it's quickly set up. Like, look at that. Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at, you see it still go back to go because I didn't fully set it up at this time. But I'm going to get to that. Look at it, though. I think actually I might change it. I don't know. I feel like I get another person's eye on it. Because me, like, looking at it, I always see what's wrong with it instead of seeing what's good about it. Someone else would be like, oh, this looks amazing. I'm over like, man, booty right here. But nah. So this part right here was actually just stupid. Like, it was just giving me a hard time. Not the charging part, but the getting all the movement was actually very hard. It was being very difficult. Like, it just kept glitching and doing everything all over the place. So I guess I'm not as good with Piscale Lab as I thought I was. But here it is. And I was kind of going back and forth trying to decide which animations needed to go where for Vegeta, but I think I'm okay with this. Again, I'm going to have to just let somebody else look at it and just give me their opinion and let them tell me, because me, I'm just like seeing everything that's wrong with it. But right off the bat, I don't know if this was a design choice. I think this is just with the artist, whoever drew the pictures. I need to find the actual artist name so I can give him a legit credit, and then, you know, credit all the people who ripped it, of course, out of the game. But yeah, Vegeta's art, he's lighter than Goku. I don't know if it's just me, or it's just the way I got him positioned in the game or whatever. I don't know, but he looks lighter than Goku. I'm gonna probably switch it back to Goku and see it again. But see, I got the charging in as well, so everything's set up. It's not perfect, completely perfect. There's some other glitch I found that I don't know if it's gonna show. I think I cut it out. But yeah, I cut it already out. But moving on with, you know, learning all that frame stuff, I went and tried to learn frame data, and my initial way of looking at it was actually very, 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 very broken. I thought it sounded good in my head, but this is again, getting, like I said, someone else needs to look at it, get another opinion. Someone pretty much told me why what I was doing sounded stupid, and the minute he said why I was wrong, I immediately knew why I was wrong too. Like, it's just that it was fundamental, and then right here I'm learning all the hitbox stuff, but and this is also learning stuff. I knew about hitboxes, but I learned a few more things when I was trying to do some research, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it set up and everything. But figuring out what collides, why collides, what happens when two things collide together. I'm getting all over the place because I told you I wing these videos. I don't write no script. I just go ahead and do it, and whatever gets on the daggone recording is on the recording. So like that, I just dropped the mic. That was perfect timing for that. But I moved on to making the material for the hitbox. But I'm gonna go ahead and say what I was trying to say. I was trying to say my initial way of looking at it was I was trying to do everything at runtime. Basically, what I'm saying is that I was trying to have it where I could change the frame data at the start of the game, or change one thing and have it change everything else. And it sounded good in my head, but now I'm saying it out loud, it sounded stupid because, and I mean, as soon as the game comes on, it needs to decide what every character needs to do, like how many frames this, how many frames that, and that was actually really, 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 really stupid, like really dumb. Like, I don't know where. I guess it sounded good in my head, like, oh, I could change the number here and then everything's fine. What I was thinking of really is you could change damage that quickly, but nothing else. But yeah, I got the box material in there. It's got a nice color to it. That's what I was testing out just now. Testing out the color and opacity. Opacity is just the clearness of it. I can't daggone talk. The clearness. There we go. Clearness of the box. And I was trying to see what looked good. I don't know why Yoda just popped up on the screen. But yeah, we just got a brief cameo from Yoda. But anywho, what was I looking at? I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I get sidetracked very easily. That's why, and I ramble and think too much. That's why I can just wing these like this. But yeah, right here I'm trying to just set up some more, because it's all about to invent a whole new word. Dynamicity, whatever you want to call it. Dynamicness. That's the word I'm inventing. Dynamicity. And all I'm trying to do now is make it where I don't have to go in and make 3 separate blueprints for one box. I pretty much just made it dynamic. And then whatever you spawn it in as, like if you need a hit box, a hurt box, or just a collision box, you can just go in and change a variable, and that'll work. So look at that. And it's also following the player because it wasn't at one point. Or is it doing it now? At one point it wasn't. I done started rambling too much. I don't know where I'm at. But yeah, see, this is just me messing around with the sizing of it. And none of this really matters. This was me just wasting time. I would say this is wasting time because I was getting so caught up in how it looked and I wanted to see what it would look like in game. But this is not how it's going to work at all. Like, not at all. For multiple reasons. One, it doesn't have much functionality. And one, the box doesn't really need to be this size. I need to spawn it. That would need to be spawned at, run time, like in the game. Spawned it. I don't know what kind of words or diction I'm using today, but let me keep my hands off this before I drop the microphone again. But yeah, there's already an issue right here. If you don't see in the top left, it's colliding with the opposition and as well as colliding with yourself. And I know how to fix that easy, but I'm glad I noticed that in the recording. But basically what would happen if I didn't fix that is if when it gave you damage, it would also give me damage because it's colliding with me as well. But I know how to fix that, not that hard. But here I was working with frame data, and this was a very bad way of doing it. I learned this before, but you just got to always refresh yourself. But using for loops in frame data, stuff like this, I think somebody made a suggestion like this in the last video. But using for loops like this is actually not good. And I didn't understand why, because just the way of thinking about it, you would think, oh, it's going to run over and over and over and over until you need it done. But in actuality, with the game, or this engine in particular, I don't know if it's every engine, but it's going to run that same thing for one individual frame, and then when that's finished, then it'll go to the next frame. So it won't just keep doing it over seconds. But yeah, that was just a bad way of looking at it. And that was all my progress pretty much. I didn't get a lot done. I did, but I didn't all at the same time, in my opinion. I don't know. But yeah, this is all I got done right here. I got it to where it would spawn one box, and I couldn't get it. Actually, it's multiple boxes. That's why it's darker. But I just wasn't good enough to get it done. So yeah, I got frame data a little bit, just not fully functional as it should be. So it's not all sad. All right, so let's go ahead and look at last week's goal. Let's go ahead and drop those down and pull those up. Let's look at the first thing. The first thing we had to do was the key charge, and that is a definite check. I got that done completely, set up, it's functional. The only thing I don't got in is the whole makeup on it, the prettiness of it, the effects and all that. That'll come much later when it needs to. But the next goal was to get the attack function in the game, and that was I don't want to give myself an X because I started on it, but it's not fully functional, and so I'm gonna have to concede, give myself an X. Go ahead and X that one out. That's not done. The next one was making the parent actor dynamic, and for what I got now, that's a check because I got everything pretty much how I needed it to be dynamic. Like if I was to make another character, I could make him move and everything else immediately, like without having to do too much. Like obviously aside from getting the what am I trying to say? The sprites, yeah. Then I'll be good to go. The next thing was looking at adding in Goku and Vegeta. I kind of want to give myself a check for that, but I can't because I didn't really make Goku and Vegeta. I still just have the parent actor, and I know how to add in the Goku and Vegeta, so I'm gonna have to give myself an X on that. And the last goal was to, of course, get the map done, and I did not get that done. Obviously, I keep putting that on there every single week, and it doesn't get done. So, that leads me to my next week's goal. I got two main goals for this next week because looking at what I had to do and what I didn't do, because last week I didn't get I got 2 out of 5 of them done. Before, at least I got 3 or 4. I think the last one was 3. I hope it was 3. I hope I'm not wrong, but yeah. So looking at that next week, because of what I didn't get done and what I'm looking at, really next week I just have 2 main goals. That's it, just 2 main goals. That's one is to get the attack functionality down because that's really the bulk of the whole game. I need to understand frame data. I need to understand hitboxes and how I need them to function. If I get that done, if I get that part of the game done, that's pretty much the meat of it. After all that, it's just, key blast and all that could be a problem too. But yeah, I feel like once at least I get the attack function down, I would just move on a lot because that right there was actually the hardest part to do, and I'm just gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to dedicate the whole week to that. If I get done with that soon enough, then that's good. I can just move on and just work on something else. I'll just do what I want to at that point. Hopefully I can stay on track with something. But the next thing, speaking of staying on track here, I am rambling. The next thing I need to get done is, you might have guessed it, but the first doggone level. I'm sick of having that on the agenda. I'm knocking it out, and what you see here drawn is exactly what it's gonna look like. It needs to just be that pretty much that training room look almost like just a big box, so I could put whenever I get the training mode fully set up, I can put frame data and everything else on there. That's all I need to do. So yeah, that's my 2 goals for next week. Appreciate y'all watching me this video, and that leads me into another question. Do y'all think I should if anybody cares to answer, because I don't have a lot of people watching right now, but do y'all think I should slow down with these videos? Because really, somebody told me this in person. I was thinking this as well, and then somebody, I saw it on YouTube as well. I really could get a lot of progress done and then come back when I got more to show instead of just showing little progress tip by tip by tip. Who is this daggone talking to me while I'm daggone trying to do my video? I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't deserve a shout out for that. But yeah, just let me know what I need to do. Leave it in the comment section or hit me up on Discord and let me know. And I'm out.